Hi! In this video, you'll get practical advice on how to start your social enterprise from 10 different social entrepreneurs. We've traveled to 3 different cities to meet with experienced social entrepreneurs to share their advice on how you can get started.
So my piece of advice for someone wanting to start a social enterprise would be just to start. I think we can get so bogged down in the idea, or we can get so bogged down by seeing other people's final result, the shiny, polished organization. But if an idea stays in your head, then it doesn't matter how innovative or original it is, it's just a total waste. The thing about starting a social enterprise though is that you need to start, small regular steps to achieving your goal. But at the same time, what's really important is that you have a really strong social side. So know what that mission is, deeply, inherently understand the purpose of that mission, because that mission is going to be your moral compass, it's going to be your resilience. When shiny things pop up, it's going to be your guiding bright light that will keep you on track. But also work out what your enterprise is and be proud of that. So, what is going to be your economic driver? You can't sustain your mission if you don't have an economic driver. So, be humble, but be proud of that. And don't be afraid to focus on that as well to drive it forward. But above all, just get started.
As I say, I think the businesses that will really do well in the coming years will be businesses that have some kind of social enterprise at their heart. So I think the best advice I could give is not to look at business and profit as a separate or mutually exclusive thing to doing the right thing socially. I think the more businesses that we see come into the world that are strong, sustainable, profitable businesses that have doing good at their core, the better the world will become, because more and more it's becoming incumbent on private enterprise as opposed to public service even, to bring about positive change in the world. So the more people that can enact and enable that, the better.
My biggest piece of advice, and the thing that has helped me the most as I've been on this journey, is just to put yourself out there. And I know it's probably doesn't seem like the biggest thing to a lot of people, but going out there and meeting people and talking to people in this space can provide really beautiful opportunities to think of things and create unique solutions that you had no idea even existed in the first place. So it's great to knuckle down and do your own work, and I'm a big fan of that, and I get really focused on certain things, and I'm like, no, I don't have time for this, but it is so important to get to know your community, other people who are doing amazing things, so we can support each other better and just maximize the impact that we have with social entrepreneurship.
To start your own thing, whatever it may be, for-profit, non-profit, whatever, you just need to be passionate about it more than anything else. And you can't start something that's going to take up all your time because you want to make money from it. And something I learned pretty quick, someone said when I was putting the sort of business model together and looking at the bigger picture and the plans, and they said, well, how much money do you want to make? And I thought that was a really interesting question, because you've always, sort of been brought up to think, well, I want to make as much money as I can, kind of thing. That's, I suppose, a corporate mentality, and that's why we have these jobs, so we can get promotions, and you only want a promotion so you can get more money and so forth, so you can buy nice things and whatever. But when it's your own business, then it's different, because it's correlational a bit more so. So it's, well, how big do I want to be? The bigger I get, the less control I have it, and I might lose its value, and is the value of it more important? And do I want to be overseas for 9 months of the year? I love Melbourne, so not really. So, and that's going to reduce it as well. So then you start finding the difference in value and time. You start valuing time more than you value money, and quality more than you value quantity. And I think when you really understand those things and you value that passion, whatever it may be, but if you've got that, then I think you're more chance to be successful in your own business.
Beginning a social enterprise, just like any business, is really challenging. it's in the early days of your business that you're going to be struggling the most as you try to build it. And then having a business that passes on such a large amount of its profit adds a new level of challenge. I think you need to have a good business plan if you're going to start a social enterprise. And I really do think that you need to seek advice. There's people out there who can help you and would like to help you. And they have knowledge that you won't have, or it's unlikely that you'll have. So I think the secret would be to prepare well, not expect to make a fortune out of your social enterprise, but that's not why you should be doing it.
I think social enterprise is a really powerful tool. The important thing to have a successful social enterprise is to be grounded in need. And so quite often people come up with ideas that are in isolation, and they might be whiteboarded in a room somewhere. But the most important thing is that there is a real genuine community need. And so before you progress too far with your social enterprise ideas or concept, go out there and speak to the people on the ground that you're supposed to be supporting. Work out what their perspective is, what their real needs are. Once you've nailed that, or once you think you've nailed that, then go and talk to others that are already working in that space and see what ways you might be able to collaborate with them, rather than necessarily going down your own path, because it's through collaborations that the best things happen.
I'm a really big fan of the lean methodology in terms of social entrepreneurship. I'm a big fan of start, fail, quick, pivot, start again, like fail even quicker, pivot, it starts to work. And look, we did that with Avenue, we did that for probably a year and a half, where it had maybe 3 or 4 iterations before it became what it is now. So I'm a huge fan of just jumping in, trying, and sort of seeing where you land. I think in doing that process, it's really important to keep a really strong sense of why. You can sort of get lost in it, and it can go in all these directions, and you sort of follow it, and you realise you've pivoted somewhere that's actually quite separated from your mission. So as long as you stay focused on your mission, and is this achieving our mission, the pivoting is a really positive process.
How many people have said just do it? What would I say? Okay. My advice would be get some information and advice and experience, but not too much. Don't get too much, because you could actually scare yourself into doing it. The best way is to do it, but get as much information as you need beforehand. Don't scare yourself off though, because that would be awful.
Probably 3 things, actually 3 pieces of advice of each other. So it is quite a roller coaster. And on top of all that, you've got lots of boring stuff to do. There's lots of boring elements of running a business. Accounting is not fun. Managing your receipts or dealing with purchase orders or all that sort of stuff. It's pretty routine and boring. And unless you're in love with the why, you're going to quickly get really sick of it. The next thing is have a really good team around you. Build a great team that have shared values and a shared why, because that was my big lesson for me. You really can't do this all by yourself. It's too hard, and it takes too long as well. So have a good team with complementary skills, but all with a shared vision of what you're trying to achieve. The last one is make sure you can pay your bills. There's no shame in saying, I've got rent to pay, or I've got to pay a food bill, or, you need to be able to support yourself.
If you found this video interesting, and if you'd like to stay tuned about social enterprise, business and travel, check out our channel and subscribe now.